our 5 at 5 daily devotional. Today's devotional is about starting small. And it says, his master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful and trustworthy over a little. I will put you in charge of many things. Share in the joy of your master. Here we go with the yawning. That comes from Matthew 25 and 23. Great victories usually have small beginnings, but there is much to be said for those small beginnings. For example, you may want to have a ministry that reaches the world, but God will ask you to start small. Volunteer at your church and be willing to do whatever needs to be done. I like to say this. I be forgetting sometimes. Well, I used to forget sometimes about the process of things. And I wouldn't do things because I'd be like, that ain't what God showed me. He showed me this, this, this. But we don't realize it takes a process to get to this, this, and this. So, for example, and I'll give you a real life example. Um, God showed me, or God told me, should I say, through a prophet that I would be working with at-risk youth, and that I would have some sort of school or program for the kids, right? So forgetting that in order to have any type of school program or anything or work with kids, most of the time you're required to have a degree, especially at that level. Now, let me say, when God has something for you, it doesn't necessarily require a degree. However, if I know I'm going to be working with kids and I know that I'm going to be creating curriculum and programs, part of that might need to be some type of degree, classes, anything working with children. Now, I do have experience working with kids, but it's not on paper. And sometimes when you get to a certain level, you need to have stuff on paper. Okay. Not saying that God cannot bless you without the paper. Okay. Let the record reflect. He can do what he wants. He's God. Okay. But yeah, so I am gonna be taking classes to finish my bachelor's degree um in business admin, and then I'm going to take some more classes for like sociology and things like that, like things that are really going to help me in that position, not just get me to that position. Okay, because God qualifies me, people don't. But when I get in that position, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to have some type of understanding, some type of knowledge, some type of wisdom about these types of things. So I am taking classes. So do what you can do now. Even though I know I'm not finna open no school tomorrow, I'm not finna start no program tomorrow, I'm doing what I could do now to prepare myself. So that's all I'm trying to say. Um, it says that, where was I? It says you may be praying that God will give you your own business. Aha. But God will direct you to start small. Show up for work on time and be faithful at the job you have now. And many of y'all, because I don't play by work, I don't show up late. Many of y'all really, really take for granted the small things. You got to be faithful over little so he can give you much. It says you may be trying to figure out how to lose a certain amount of weight, but wisdom says to start small. Cut out those sugar-filled drinks and exercise for 20 minutes a day. Your girl don't exercise. She's horrible. That's ouch for me. Okay? Oops and ouch. We have a tendency to get so wrapped up in the destination that we never ever begin the journey. My God. What is God asking you to do today? Whatever it is, be willing to start small and be diligent. So today's final thought, or thought, to sum it all up, if you're faithful and take small steps day after day, one day you'll look back and be amazed at how far you have actually traveled. Wow. So our scriptures today come from Psalm 115 and 13, and also Luke 19 and 17. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day on today. Have a great Thursday.